Pace problems, struggling to find a setup, and in-team driver fighting. Brazil was hardly a race to remember for the 2022 Constructors' Champions. Verstappen's unwillingness to avoid contact with Lewis Hamilton and the Britain's own robustness also ensured there would be no 15th win of the year for the two-time world champion. Now, the Yas Marina circuit should suit the RB18 of Red Bull, despite Mercedes coming to the Middle East with plenty of confidence, although we said that about Sao Paulo as well going into last weekend. Sergio Perez apparently has the support now of Max Verstappen in his battle for second in the Drivers' World Championship. We'll see on Sunday if that's actually the case or not. There aren't many who would have predicted a Mercedes 1-2 at any point this season after their struggles in the first 10 races of the year. But the Silver Arrows were a cut above at Interlagos with a 1-2, a well-deserved result. George Russell has race win number 1 out of the way, proving that he can tussle with the best of them at the top end of the Formula 1 field. While Lewis Hamilton will be itching to find his first race win of the season, not just to keep his record alive, but also to not be outshone by his teammate. More importantly for Mercedes is taking second in the Constructors away from Ferrari, with just 19 points separating the two teams. It looks an uphill task for the Brackley-based team, but one we know it is capable of achieving. The woes of Ferrari have continued through the latter part of the season in 2022. Charles Leclerc looks a frustrated figure behind the wheel. Mattia Binotto's future continues to be rumoured around the paddock, whether he's staying or going or not, and poor decision making continues to hinder their chances of finally sealing second place in the Constructors' title. One good weekend in Abu Dhabi is all Ferrari need to avoid what would undoubtedly be an embarrassment should Mercedes complete its overhaul. It's hard to believe that Ferrari hasn't won a race since Austria in July. Can there be a happy ending to a year that started out so promisingly? Tempers may have flared and fallouts may have been had between Fernando Alonso, Esteban Ocon and Alpine, but things look to be finishing on a positive note. Yes, there were arguments across the Interlagos weekend, but the final results saw both drivers in the points, with both McLarens retiring from the race. The French team sit 4th in the Constructors' battle, 19 points clear of McLaren, all but clinching that best of the rest title. For Alonso, that would be mission accomplished, although the Spaniard believes that 66 points of his own Drivers' World Championship push have been lost through Alpine's reliability issues across the season. Team principal Otmar Safnauer will no doubt be hoping for a smooth weekend with no incidents, no arguing and a double top 10 finish to see the season out on a high. Formula 1 will say goodbye to a number of drivers after the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix, with Danny Ricciardo, Nicholas Latifi and Mick Schumacher all having their final runs in Formula 1 for the foreseeable future. But F1 will say a very final goodbye to Sebastian Vettel, whose last race of his career is this weekend before his retirement from the sport. 4 World Championships and 53 wins will headline the stats, but the biggest compliment you can pay the German is that he has been his brilliant self throughout his career. His use of his platform to promote awareness for issues such as climate change and social justice and equality have inspired many in the stands and on the grid, and his legacy will reach beyond the track for so many. Formula 1 regularly loses drivers for either category changes to a different motorsport or retirement, but few will be as big a loss to the grid as a character and as a driver as Sebastian Vettel, and we thank him for his career that has lasted so long since 2007. That's everything we're looking forward to at the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix this weekend. Get onto GPFans Global and GPFans.com to get all of the updates from all of the action and the fallout from the final race of the 2022 season.